So we begin this game, and T-54 game. Why do I have to show you this game? Well, it is kind of interesting, and well, to be honest, I would like to show how good this tank is. And do I think it's better than the WZ-120 in comparison? I think it is, but it comes with a big but. You're gonna be shaking your hands when you fire gold rounds out of that barrel, because it's simply unaffordable for many of you out there, and therefore you tend to fire AP. And if you fire AP in this tank, it's not impossible to play, but you lose a lot of its potentials, and you basically reduce this tank from a 5-star rating to maybe 3.5 star, 4 stars, because literally this tank has light tank speed, okay, medium tank gun, heavy tank armor. It literally has that sort of stats, and that's why it's fantastic. You can be so aggressive in this tank that you literally get killed because you're so aggressive. The gun depression is not bad. It's not good, but it's not unusable. I make a few mistakes here and there, and you can see I lost a lot of health here, and I really have to get my shit together and start using the terrain rather than showing my ass. It was a stupid move there, and I think this tank can really outplay its opponents, especially when you need to carry, because you can rely on your speed to get around when you have like a pretty deadly situation. You can have the armor to bounce reliably sometimes against, depending on what gun you are against premium tanks like the E25, for example, the Type 59, for example, the IS6, for example. If they're not firing gold, you pretty much have a very very good chance of bouncing them, and you can see that gun is quite responsive. Now, I don't recommend you to use the other gun, which leads to the T-62A, because when you first get this tank, why not get the Object 140 gun? Because Object 140 gun is the one most people use, because it has, although worse penetration, and I think, yeah, that's it, worse penetration, but you know, when you get better accuracy on the move, you get better stats on the gun. The only thing that's lacking is the penetration, but that can be compensated by the deadly heat rounds on those Russian tanks, and you know, it makes up, and it makes it reasonable to use the gold round. Now we're losing pretty horribly. I know I have to get my shit together and start carrying this team, because you know, this team is pretty useless anyway. And yeah, I gotta kill that 30 there, and just not enough damage there. Although, yeah, he was on 400 health, so you know, it was kinda really fortunate that I even did 330. Now against E5s, you really have to load your gold. You really can't pin him unless you get lucky, or you really get close enough to aim for his weak spot. Do I like this tank, and what should I rate it out of? I think it's just 5 out of 5 stars. It's totally a tank worth playing. I have no I cannot stress enough that you need, if you want to play one medium line in the game, it has to be the T-54 line. You get the legendary tier 5 T-34, which has extremely high DPM, and then you get a tier 6 gun with tier 6 tank with a really good punchy gun, although the armor does not really work most of the times. And then you get the shitty tier 7. Now that's like the worst tank there, but then you know, you can't really say much. You know, that's like the only bad tanks in the line. And to be honest, if you check out my channel, I didn't really hate that tank. I just felt like, you know what, that tank is still adequate for a medium. It's not like, oh my god, it's so annoying and you just can't play it. Now you see me loading the gold. That shot on the side of E5 is not necessary for a gold, but I loaded anyway, thinking that I might see his frontal armor. And if you're a budget gamer, you don't spend games in the game, and you don't have premium tanks, then T-54 might not be the best tank for you, because you can't literally spam the gold at them. And the whole fun of this tank is to just go against tier 10 heavies and just shoot them, pen them from the front, without any problem. And that's what you gotta do. Now, I should really be shaking my tank, and okay, I didn't get spotted after that. And it's time probably to kill the E5. Now the E5 knows what I'm doing, but I really have to kill him quickly before they get to my artillery, and that's not good when you lose all your support. Now there's only 2 regular tanks out there, and they're kind of bad in terms of players, and that first round got unlucky, and he pens me there, and now I gotta make this shot count. Now it's very easy, just shoot a cupola over E5 with the heat round, and it would pen all day long. Now the problem is there's a T-54 there, and 39 at that base, and also a T-28 prototype. Now I have to try to kill this T-54. I'm kind of like, okay, my teammate has to do something in order to make this a win, because I don't have really enough health to carry this, and I don't have coated optics on this tank, which is a shame. But I don't really give a shit, when I got smooth, I got vents and etc. It's pretty decent. Now, if you're trying to carry a game, you do not want to drive into the enemy base and just suicide in the beginning. Now, you gotta play sometimes aggressively, sometimes not aggressively, but that depends on your situation. Now, for me, my plan is to stop their attack when they get to the artillery position, and I need to keep the artilleries alive. And you can see that they have 2 artillery versus 3, and also 3 regular tanks, and this is gonna be very difficult to win. So I gotta make sure my shots count, and I am loading gold. I know that. This is not the ace tanker game, by the way, just to get a spoiler now. I don't know where the hell that shot went. It's not a ace tanker because it's hard to get ace tanker, but I do have ace tanker games on the internet, of course. You can check those out, but I think this is kind of interesting in the way that somehow I managed to win this when I saw I couldn't. And the special thanks to those scumbags behind me, because they really did win this. And you can see that the Waffentrigger and the T-34 didn't really do enough to stop them, and they just died so quickly. And what they should have done is pulled back and stayed really back and sniped them, and then back off into cover, like the way I play the Waffentrigger out Panther 4, and he could have done a lot more. Now I tried to find the T-54 and I don't, and I guess the T-54 on the enemy team is not a retard, so he's relocating. And now it's just the time to deal with the T-54, and holy crap, no gun depression on the side. I don't know if I'm spotted or not. I hope I'm not, and let's get out of there. And oh my god, just another T-54 lined up there. Now I gotta take the risk of getting shot on the flank, and I need to save the arties. I'm now thinking what position I should take, and somehow, just check this out, apparently our artillery is gonna nuke him. And so now it's 3-3 against 3, and the thing is, I cannot get that T-54 E1 to clip me, because he is a deadly clipping potential that can easily kill me without any problem. But he seems like a bad player, but he has a failed platoon. Failed platoon with a Crusader SP. Sure, that's gonna work. Pow, you're not gonna win now because he's got slow reaction. I can see his stats is not the best, and I'm gonna work with my patience and get him. Now I gotta be careful with the Crusader. He fires on the move, I fire, and I run, and my heart at the moment is like pumping really fast. Crusader SP kills the Su-14-2. Somehow I hit the rock there, which is bad, and the Conqueror saved me again. Now this just turned it around completely. Now two tanks left. They have 2 artillery, but we have a T-54, and T-54, as I said in this game, is fantastic. I really do recommend you to play it again. It has fantastic turret armor, and the hull wouldn't let you down either. The side also is kind of weak, but it's a medium. What to expect? but then I've bounced like E100s on the side 2 times in a row when they were trying to fire at me, and they hit my tracks. Somehow my tracks managed to stop the E100 shells, which is 150 millimeters in diameter. So I don't understand the physics in this game, but this tank is fantastic, OP as hell. You can easily compete with tier 10s. It's not a problem. Now, although I didn't do so much, I did just below 3k damage at the moment, but you can see just by staying alive you're able to win the game. And I don't know why I have heat round here. I have no clue. Probably I forgot to switch it back. If you watch Circumflexes, you would know that he had an ace tanker game, and it's kind of hard to get it, and this tank is pretty decent at just killing everybody, and I missed that shot there, which is a bad mistake. But the Conqueror makes another epic shot on that guy, and now I'm thinking, where would the GW Tiger be? I thought the GW Tiger would be around the cap, so therefore I gotta take unpredicted ways, and I don't want to get nuked by him, and I'm pretty sure it will be a draw if I die, because artillery can't find artillery, and therefore I really have to stay alive. And a GW Tiger can easily one-shot me if he gets a direct hit. Therefore, again, using the speed, I am turning left and right, so that it's kind of hard for him to hit me, because I got insane speed, even when turning. And if I keep moving, the chance of him hitting me is low, especially if I stay in some weird location, which they probably shoot, for example, near the building or near the flag. But if I just stay around this region, I shouldn't be able to get hit. And now the Conqueror relocated to D5 area, and I think I was like, okay, where the hell is the GW Tiger? We need to know where he is, and if he wants to at least have a draw, he's gonna come out. And I really don't want to lose the game or have a draw, because the draw is the same as the defeat, remember that. And therefore I play for the win, and so I cap. The difference between winning by cap is a lot different. And shit, I was typing on keyboard, and quickly snapshot, guess on target, move sideways, because GW Tiger P has crap gun traverse, and I kill him there easily. And although 2 kills, only 4,000 them, nothing special, but I just felt like sharing this video with you guys. I know it's not the best games I've shown you, but I just want to illustrate some of the facts about this tank and how much I recommend it, and just a mini review really. But surely you can find another ace tanker game on the T-54 in my channel, but this game is only a second class, I believe, and yeah, this is just OP as hell. So get yourself one of those tanks and keep it, because it's fantastic. But then, which one would I recommend, Object 140 or the T-62A? Well, I recommend the Object 140 first, because you get a better gun on the Object 140 when you grind it on the T-54, which is the gun I'm using at the moment. And Object 140, in my opinion, is just everywhere better than the T-62A, except the turret armor. But when you got better speed, better hull armor by a bit, it doesn't matter too much. And also, Object 140 is my pick if you ask me what tank should I have. Now, I'm still grinding T-62A, but I know how it performs, and I'm not in a hurry to get it, because I have this T-54 to play with, and I have to enjoy the grind on this. It is fantastic, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well.